This is versus Lobos on playoff game, August 2022. In this game, we jumped out to an early lead. I believe we were by 20 points. And it was a tale of two things in the sense that we capitalized on turnovers and we got a lot of easy scores. But a lot of those turnovers were also because they were handling the ball improperly and we just capitalized. So obviously, we lost the lead, so that's not a good thing. On offense, I still don't know why we don't go inside. Almost every time we put the ball inside to the paint, we either got a layup or a wide open shot. And I wish we did more of that instead of, off the dribble threes or stuff like that. Just get the ball into the paint. So starting off on defense here, Brian, if you're down low, let's see how far you are. You're supposed to be on the ball. And right there, Red does a good job of stopping, helping. But because you're all the way in the back, the guy's able to cut. And you get there to cut it off, but that pass, you should be there to intercept that pass. So again, we're playing the ball in the zone, in the box, but we're playing the ball. We're not worried about a man down there. On offense here, again, another thing beautiful, just give and go. Look, we pass, give and go, and that's another thing that I wish we would do more often, because that works right there. That was good chemistry. So into the paint and give and goes, we should do that every possession, every other possession. We'll screen here. And same thing, Brian, you see where you're at? You're all the way back there. You should be on the ball. And that guy cuts and you're late. And so when you're down there, you need to be playing on the ball. You should have been up on the elbow of the box, right? Instead it's a foul. So if you were up on the elbow in the box, either that pass doesn't go in or you're there to intercept it. Here we have a screen. Hopefully we call him out. Luis, I wish you would get over under that screen sooner and not get stuck on it. And Red, I would want you to pinch more to stop that penetration. Luckily we get off of it, but see again that ball should have stayed on the perimeter instead of getting penetration that way. So we need to communicate those screens and pinch on that screen to not let the penetration in. Again, look into the paint. Look how easy this is. The paint. Frank turns around. Good cut by Jason. And it's a layup. Again, when we go into the paint, either it goes back out as a shot or it's a layup. Yeah, on defense, again, we're not in good position. That was Luis doing a good job of being in the paint to cut it off, but we should have been in better position than that. But we got away with it because Luis was in good position. You see here, we should have pinched in on that a bit behind me, right? But right there, either way, that's good help by Red. We double team. But see, because we're not paying attention, at least you should have been further into the paint. That guy's able to cut and get in like that. Again, we miss, but it's because he misses a layup. And we had to make those on our end too. And here the same thing, that guy goes in, we can't stop it, but because we're not in position to rebound, they get an offensive rebound. Here, I would prefer you go under the screen. That was a good steal right there by Red. And good for it. And again, those are good steals or good gambles. And sometimes they work and sometimes they don't, as we'll see later in the game. You see right there how we follow the ball. Good job by Elio there. It's a good defensive possession, right? He was looking inside, but he let him in. But here, we got to communicate better. Red, you shouldn't be going all the way up, and Luis, you should bump down. Because of that, this happens. And Jason, you got to be in better position right there. You had your hands up. You wanted to give him the shot, but that guy was Damien size, and there's no way that guy should be able to get past you. You should be able to stay in front of him. You just weren't ready. Here again, this is where it's tricky because the inbounder, right? Jason, you jump out, but then the ball goes back in. That's one of those where we gotta stay on the inbounder. We gotta watch him so we won't give him that open shot. Either way, it's still a jump shot, but it's one of those things where we gotta be aware of in the future. A good look inside, and we score. So also in this game, a lot of easy buckets at the beginning of the game for us. Yeah, Leo. See, this is why I see where we gambled, and because we gambled, everybody got out of position. Right, they were able to penetrate. That guy cut. So again, with red, it worked the gamble, and here it didn't. So it's just you gotta remember that it's one of those. If we're gonna gamble, we better get it, or else they're probably gonna score on us. So here you see how we're bouncing around, but because Luis and Elio, you guys are way up there. That guy's able to get the offensive rebound. So we body out, but because you guys are way out there, you're not in the box to get the rebound. They're able to get the rebound and get a second attempt. So when we're on defense, as soon as that shot goes up, everybody should be in the paint. And here again, like into the paint, just a kick out, wide open shot. So that's what three examples of where we get the ball inside and we either get a layup or a wide open shot. Here again, this was a good look inside. On the inbounds play, we got stripped. But here, see, this is where, so we got a turnover, and you see how we're scrambling. We're not being settled down. We're not trying to get the ball in. So we get two turnovers and back to back possessions. You see the difference how when we look inside or, we try to set up the offense as opposed to just scrambling around. And here again, we looked inside, which is good. But part of this too is because we were out of sync, meaning Brian was bringing the ball up. And as much as Brian could be capable of, he's not used to doing that game. So the only people that should be bringing the ball up should be, Red or Jason or Luis. And here we were just one ready. I saw that right there. We're out of position. That's why Brian had to go all the way out of the box, which I prefer him not to do. Again, inside, you see, good look inside by Frank, and it went up, and we were able to get the offensive rebound. We can't make it, but again, it goes inside, and we get a wide open shot. And here, great individual effort by Red, but you see it was two strips. He had to dribble around, and it's just so much effort as opposed to just one pass inside, and then it comes back out for a layup or for a wide open jump shot. Here, I would like it if, Elio, if you would switch out, because look, it's wide open there, and Jason does cut, but we should have recognized that a bit sooner. But that was a good cut by Jason, and good find by Brian. And again, cutting inside, getting the ball inside, that, we should do that all the time. Here, we do a good job, or our defense, it goes in. Well, no, actually, apologize, you rewind that. I saw Brian, you actually see the guy cutting, and you still let him catch the ball deep there. So we can't let him do that. Again, this is a good job by both Elio and Brian being in the paint. So the guys got to decide, and it leaves one person wide open. So again, we go to the paint, we go look inside, drop it off, and those good things happen. So down here in the box, that was a good possession there. where we kept the ball outside. Again, good passing there, good looking. And that's on defense. You see, when we keep the ball outside or they're dribbling it around, it's better for us. Yeah, I think it's with the rebounding. You see, we should be all in the paint there. I think, Frank, you were way outside. When the ball's on the opposite side and you're on the weak side, everybody should be in the paint. We shouldn't be giving up those offensive rebounds. Here, again, see that low block, the paint, a good cut by Luis, and right there, good find by Red. And we can't finish it, but again, it just goes to show you if we get the ball down there to the low corner or in the paint, those things happen. Good things happen. So again, I'm gonna keep emphasizing we need to get the ball into the paint or the low block at all times. We should do that on every possession. And look again, inside, you see? And again, we can't finish it, but it's so much easier as opposed to this. You see how much effort that was dribbling around like that, and then we get a turnover. So you see the stark difference between getting it into the paint or just trying to, win the whole thing. And here you see, Luis, you should cut right there. Elliot does a good cut, but you should cut too. You see all those guys are up on me? Look at the top of the key right there. It's wide open. And so yeah, I understand you're open, but I don't have a good angle there. And if you would cut anytime there, that would have been a wide open shot for you. So I understand sometimes, guys are open, but you also got to see it from the angle of the passer. Here you see that how I saw the guy and I jumped in front of him. He was trying to post me up and I jumped in front of him and I was able to steal the pass. So that's why I emphasize front those guys. Don't let those guys just catch the ball in the paint when you're playing down low. And here I miss a couple guys down there across. But either way, you see how just going in the ball, even if we don't come out or get a shot off of it, it feels like it relaxes the offense. It gives us an anchor. So here, see, I front the pass, which is what we want. I front the guy down there, but Frank, you see where you're at and the ball's at? You should be down there in the paint because that should have been an easy steal or a tap of the ball. Instead, he catches it and he makes it. You see, so I front the, so he won't receive the pass and it goes over, which is exactly what we want. But because we're out of position, he's able to catch that lob when he shouldn't be able to do that. And then we have good space in here, right? We have the kind of triangle going there. So again, it goes into the low block, wide open shot. And you see we got three on our side here with Red, Frank, and Jason. On the opposite side, Luis and I believe it was myself. So again, into the paint, low block, wide open shot. Here, Luis, you're way out. You look where you're at. See, there's no reason for us to you let them dribble the ball out. That doesn't matter. They're taking up time. So instead, you force him. You come way up there where he's not gonna shoot it from, and we fouled him. Yeah, this was good by Red. Right, the pass goes and he switches over there. I don't come out because I'd rather have him take that shot. We contest, and here we actually do have bodies in the paint, right? And we're able to get that rebound. So that was good execution on defense where they put into a vulnerable spot, but Red was able to contest that and we get a rebound. That's a win for us. And right there was a good effort again. Good effort, good shot, and sometimes we're gonna get those, but back on defense. And here it's the opposite. See, so here, Luis, you should have bumped down Red because that's your position. So Red is able, what he did in the last defensive position, Possession, same thing, right? But instead, since you're way out there and then you don't drop into the paint, I'm here and that guy's able to cut behind me. So it's either you bump red or you step down into the paint to prevent that from happening. See, with the same identical possessions, that they did, same play, but one we played well and the other one we played poorly, and they scored on the last one. Yeah, this is, again, see how I'm moving with the ball. And so even if the guy would have thrown it, I would have been there to again intercept it. But that was also great hands by Frank to not give the easy pass. But when you're down there playing in the box, whether it's myself or Damien or Brian, we gotta move with the ball. Your eyes are always on the ball. Your feet move with the ball. And here we go. It's another good thing to do here, going behind the backboard, because we're able to come on the other side. And here I believe is yes, I make a good move and I just can't finish. But again, penetration, right, going into the paint. And again, see, moving with the ball. We gotta move with the ball. All of us play the ball. I'm there. So all of us move on the string with the ball, move back, and there Jason's ready, good hands, but then I'm there, so is Frank. And you see, it's all because we're playing the ball. So we're able to get, defense. We're not playing a man, we're playing the ball. And that was just good hustle right there. We all got back and took a shot, got the rebound, offensive rebound. That was good work. So here again, look into the paint, but unfortunately myself, I missed Frank there. And I'm kicking myself because that should have been an easy layup. And again, like I said, into the paint, and we get a shot, open shot, or in that case, I missed a layup, but good things happen when we go into the paint. So right there, here again, goes into the paint, and I strip, but again, kicking myself because I missed Brian. Brian had position on that man, and I should have seen it inside. And instead, we scramble. We were scrambling for the ball. But that was, two missed opportunities by me. But either way, you see how it's much easier it is to get into the paint. This is already towards the end. Again, see, notice the shot goes up, and Luis and everybody, Jason, we don't go into the paint. And they got 3, 4 offensive rebounds. Again, look, we're all just watching the ball up there. They shoot, and we're just watching the ball. And so we can't do that because we got lucky here, honestly, that they kept missing. And that was the end of the game, I believe, here. But again, if the shot goes up, we're on defense. Everybody should be in the paint getting the rebound. You know, we had a good lead here, but our turnovers and defense kind of gave the game away, but or at least made it closer than it should have been, and the stuff that we had to fix.